organises direct protests against landlords across the country. One of the things it's campaigning against is no-fault evictions, where landlords can evict tenants with 2 months' notice without having to give a reason.
No evictions! Stop the evictions! Stop the repair!
I've arranged to meet Nick Ballard, who is Acorn's national organiser. Your critics call it renter mob.
Yeah, they do.
What's your response to that?
Well, it's not true. I think people always will respond negatively when they see that frankly, their interests are threatened, and tenants are organising, standing up for ourselves, and saying, look, this is what we deserve, this is what we need.
What do you want to change in the housing market to make it better for tenants?
We want to, frankly, have a cap on rent because it's gone too far. We can't afford to pay them. We're lobbying for Section 21, which is the infamous no-fault eviction law, to be scrapped altogether, because we think that tenants have a right to a secure home where you can't be just turfed out on 2 months' notice, no matter how long you've been there. What happens far too often is that where tenants have raised an issue, maybe like the boiler's broken or the roof's leaking, something like that, they're told if you don't like it, jog on, get somebody else in. Some people rather stay quiet rather than face being made homeless or having the rents increased.
Is that right, is it?
No, absolutely not. Money talks. People, if they rent out houses, they cut corners because they want to save money and make more money. And I think that once you view property as a money-making device rather than something that is a social right, then that's when things start to slow.
It's clear there are serious issues in the rental market, and it's often tenants who are paying the price. I asked the government what it's doing to address the problems, and its Minister for Housing told me it has increased protection for people living in rented homes and introduced measures to stop so-called retaliatory evictions. It is supporting new legislation to further empower tenants by ensuring every property is of a decent standard from the outset. It has announced that councils will benefit from nearly £2.4 million to tackle rogue landlords. And it's also recently consulted on introducing 3-year minimum tenancies in the private rented sector. These may be steps in the right direction, but only time will tell if it's enough to make a real difference to people's quality of life in rented accommodation. One person whose life has now improved is the tenant I met earlier in the property condemned by Harrow Council. I've heard she's found a new home, and she's invited me along to see it.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Bit of a change. How long have you been here?
Just a moment.
Wow. Oh my God. Compared to where you were. Oh my God. Kitchen. Mad.
Another room.
Oh my darling, I was so appalled. The first thing I think of that hellhole before is you've got a window and you can see out.
I know. Natural lighting.
For me, that moment walking into that, I'm going to call it, was a real low point. What did that do to you?
I have no idea. That's just like a phase in my life that the one I will go back to.
You managed to get this, which is a private rental. How did you manage to do that?
Just keep looking around and then I found somewhere, and then the council helped me to get the property as well.
And just to sum it up, for you and your child, having been in hell, how do you feel in a new year in a new place? What does that mean for you? The smile's brilliant. What does it mean?
That's the future.
You know what, I can't tell you how pleased I am. Pleased to know that she and her child are in a new, safe, dry and healthy home. Last time I was mortified when I went home thinking of what she had to put up with. But I guess the thing is, she's probably one of the lucky ones. How many people in this country are living in those sorts of conditions and are really at the mercy of an unscrupulous landlord? I've seen some awful properties and met some truly desperate tenants. And it's clear some landlords are making money by allowing people to live in misery. At the first property we visited in Harrow, the landlord has now applied for an HMO licence and will be re-inspected when the problems have been fixed. The second property is now being refurbished, but will need approval by the council's planning, environmental health and building control teams before any new tenants can move in. We contacted both landlords. Neither of them replied. But the owner of the second property, Vispas Sakari, has since hit the headlines after he was given a record £1.5 million fine for what Harrow and Brent councils say was an illegal bedsit empire across northwest London. They described him as a slumlord millionaire who flouted planning laws and charged extortionate rents for cramped and dangerous accommodation. If he doesn't pay the fine, he faces up to 9 years in jail. He might not want to speak to me, but I still want to speak to him, and I am not giving up.
You know, we've tried on numerous occasions to get hold of Mr. Sakari. We've sent him emails, they're not responded to, we've sent him letters, they get sent back, but I'm determined to get answers, and so I've hired a private investigator to try and track him down. We're about to go and meet him to see, as I say, if we can finally get some answers.
Now climbs into the passenger seat of Jeremy's car.
Good to meet you, pal. Have you had luck in finding him?
Is this Mr. Sakari?
Getting out of his expensive motor. How long have you been watching him for?
We've watched him for a total of 3 days, trying to get confirmation and satisfy ourselves that that was his residence.
So you've got somebody else watching him at the moment?
Yeah.
In the house to see if
Right.
so you take that. Take your pick.
Yeah. Hello? Okay, he's coming out. He's coming out. He's going into the light.
Let's go. Mr. Sakari is apparently leaving his property in a van. Come on, mate, come on.
Through the driver's window.
Mr. Sakari. Jeremy Kyle, ITV. How are you?
Listen, I'm doing an investigation into landlords who charge exorbitant rents for people who shouldn't be allowed to live there. So what do you say? Mr. Sakari's done one. I'd say, out of breath,
Mr. Sakari's got something to hide. An unscrupulous landlord who rents out properties that shouldn't be rented out with all manner of problems, and when confronted, drives off. Guilty, Your Honour? Probably.
Like literally anybody and anybody can do these treatments.
I thought it was just like a simple treatment, but I could ended up sexing me up.
It's catapulted to a whole new level where it's almost impossible to please.
Is it morally right for you to train when there's no regulatory body controlling what you do or what they do when they're trained by you? That money, isn't it?
With extraordinary access to police investigations, our crime and punishment season continues with Code Blue Murder Thursday at 9. Coming up, we all remember having our first, lots of coffee and lots of this morning, but how different will it be for Meghan and Harry? Secrets of Royal Babies is here at 9.
It's to do with horses. It's on a Saturday.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I've got no idea.
It's national and it's grand.
Sorry, I still don't know. I've no idea.
Really?
It's the Grand National, isn't it?
Oh.
The race everyone's talking about. The Randox Health Grand National Festival starts Thursday at 2 on ITV.
There's a lot of stuff around. How should we do this?
She set me up, Adam. She's clever.
Why would you do any of the things that you're saying?
That's what I'm going to find out.
No, you're not!
Do you know how easy it was to get inside your head?
We know who did this. Have you arrested her yet? She scares me, Adam.
New drama, Cheat. Full series available now on ITV Hub.
Do it! You can do it when you're being cured.
So I said, here's a rubbish, the heart test. Think, if you didn't have your heart, you could get right. And it's connected to loads of other stuff, because of your veins and that. And my granddad's got dementia, which I thought was just something to do with your brain. But Dad says it's vascular, so that's good too. Also, my heart was broken when I was born, so I care about it more. But it's mended now. I can feel it inside my chest. I can feel my tummy rumbling too, but that's because I'm hungry. The British Heart Foundation have this free glow-in-the-dark poster, which is kind of cool.
Thinking of selling your car? It's easy at evanshouseshow.com. We compare your car's market value to thousands of others, so you know you're getting a fair price. And with no middleman to pay, you'll get every penny. Take away the effort and get a valuation in minutes. And with over 70 drop-off locations,